of the Republic of Indonesia, New Delhi. Let's welcome her with a big round of applause. We would also like to thank Mr. Mariana Cosino, Ambassador of Argentina. Thank you so very much for your presence here. Immense pleasure welcoming up on stage. Well, it is going to be his first time at Globoil, and I invite all of you to give him and take us through his welcome address. Welcome, Arun.
Esteemed speakers and dear friends, as I stand before you today at the 27th edition of Globoil India, I'm transported back to a vivid childhood memory. It's 1997 and I'm barely a year old, crawling on the floor of our living room. My father, Kailash Singh, is hunched over with stacks of paper, his brow furrowed in concentration. Little did I know that then I was witnessing the birth of Globoil. You see, Globoil one night, the room was dimly lit, and there he was, surrounded by a team of dedicated individuals.
So they not only come to meet buyers, but they come to meet each other as well. And that is the beauty of Globoil. I think in world over every country, anybody who is in veg oil sector, this event is always there on the calendar. And as you know, India is the world's largest importer of veg oil. We have been importing 16.5 million tons of veg oil worth about $15 billion in last 2 years. And obviously the action is here. And also, the price backing also happens in India. When India buys palm in a very strong of $220 per metric ton, still we were, probably all the duty was absorbed by India, and India started buying again, and the Malaysian market, palm oil market, soy oil market, and even sun oil market are trading at higher level than they were before the duty. So that shows the kind of consumption which is there in India. Top batsman, as we call it always, now we can call it Virat Kohli or whatever you like, is Dhurav Mistry is there. Let's give him a bit, and we have many eminent speakers here. So I think it's going to be very engaging next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Mr. Sandeep.
Good morning to people in the dais. Globoil is an event which we all look forward to, and the planning starts at least 3-4 months before. There's inside the room and outside, there are lots of discussion going on. And then the most important part is the uncertainties in this business, the global warming and the impact. And that provides us an opportunity as well as pains sometime. The Indian consumption story is always at the center, and that is what Globoil stands for, that how India consumes, which oil does it consume, and more importantly now, the government of India's policy on agri. And I think so, what Patel was mentioning, that yesterday's Food Secretary's words, but it looks like there are a lot of discussions now going on within the government, how to improve the income level of the farmers, as particularly of the oilseed.
And this important event. It's such a pleasure to be in Mumbai again. Last Friday I was super nervous about my visa coming through. Thank you, Teflas, for all the support and the letters to receive the visa in time for my visit here. So the RSPO, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, and Teflas have a strong partnership in working together to sustainably transform palm oil. RSPO has learned from its experience over 2 decades. Effective partnerships and multi-stakeholder collaboration are critical to achieving shared sustainability goals and systemic transformation. So this year, RSPO is celebrating its 20th anniversary as a global partnership to make palm oil sustainable. This milestone has invited us to reflect on our achievements, showing what can be achieved when we work together towards a common vision rooted in shared values. RSPO has nearly 6,000 members across 103 countries and territories. For India, we have 125 members with another 70 international members operating in the region. As world's largest importer of palm oil, 9 million metric tons annually, one of the largest consumers of palm oil globally, India holds a significant influence over the dynamics of the palm oil industry. Therefore, India has a critical role to play in sustainably transforming the palm oil market. Its commitment is key to mainstreaming sustainability in the global palm oil trade. So India exported nearly $3 billion worth of palm oil-based products to legislation. Think about the European Deforestation Regulation and the Forest Act in the US. And RCPO is used as a tool by businesses to show mandatory due diligence required for accessing these markets.
Here with a very special message, a message on sustainability, and these beautiful potted plants show us exactly that. Thank you so very much. A memento to Mr. Ajay Jhunjhunwala. And a memento to Dr. B.V. Mehta. Let's have a big round of applause. Let's have a memento to Ms. Mariana Carcino. Let's welcome you, sir. Nice round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the ambassador of Argentina here in our midst. Thank you so very much for joining us. Big round of applause. And now finally, I invite Mr. Ajay Jhunjhunwala. And I invite you all, please do join in with a nice, good Globoil round of applause. And Mr. Atul Chaturvedi. And now I invite each and every one of you, sirs, if you could kindly come together for a group photograph. Let's have all the stellar dignitaries, our stars of Globoil, as they are here on stage. A collective round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to a grand moment to all our esteemed dignitaries standing together here. Take your seats as I invite Dr. B.V. Mehta for his water thanks. Haven't got it? Please do contact us and we'll be happy to share it with you. Thank you so very much to Mr. Ravi Gupta from felicitating Dr. Satya. Thank you so much.
For all the experts in the room here as to what that means. The second is the Indonesian export duties. And the third is the EUDR. And of course, of those three, the third is the one that's probably the hardest to work out the impact of. But before we get into all of that, I just want to put up this slide as a reminder as to where we are. This is a very simple slide. This is global exports of palm oil and palm kernel oil since 2011.
And ladies and gentlemen, with this, we are ready to commence with our panel discussion, and we're looking forward to very fruitful discussions. All over to our moderator, Mr. Ameesha.
To debate and discuss on sunflower oil. Sunflower oil has been very important oil from India's context, but globally also. We will discuss a little more on it as we proceed, but we'll start first with presentation from Anchor. He will make a 7 minutes presentation for discussion, and then all the points will come. If we have time, we'll take some questions from our. Okay, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anton Bursai. I'm the head of vegetables and meals trading
business unit division with Russian limited company EFCO, and I will give a short presentation about Russian sunflower oil sunset market in the course of the next marketing year 24-25. So I will start from some S&D numbers. Please, next slide.
Gentlemen, for that very enlightening discussion, may I request you all to kindly get down here so that we can have the best stage presented to our esteemed speakers. And finally, may I invite Dr. Inke to kindly present a memento to the moderator of this session, Mr. Ameesha. And a big, big round of applause. And I invite all of you to kindly come together for a photograph. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for a fabulous session. Thank you so very much, gentlemen. We've had so much.
Happy birthday to you, everybody! Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear. Yeah, I have to say happy birthday to you. Big round of applause.
Very happy birthday, sir. On behalf of everyone here,
Thank you for the Globoil Organization Committee for inviting me and welcoming Fast Markets into this great event. I'm very happy to be here. Well, my colleague Satya has already spoken a little bit about Fast Markets, so I'll rush through that. But first, I am here to present about soybean market dynamics from a global perspective. Fast Markets is a price reporting agency with more than 130 years of experience. And we have around 200 price reporters around the globe. And we cover different markets in agriculture, metals and mining, and forest products and new generation. So, moving on to the topic of my presentation, I would like to set Brazil's role in the export market for soybeans and soy products. Brazil, in the crop year 2023-2024, will account for 5. We are very early into our planting season. Less than 1% of soybeans in Brazil have been planted so far. We have experienced dry weather in the previous months, and rains haven't returned in a regularity that will allow planting. So rains are expected for October to return a greater regularity, and we see that if we can make up for this initial delay. In 2023-2024, Brazil became the second largest soy meal exporter after Argentina recovered its space in the global market. But we have to remember that in 2022-2023, Argentina had major crop losses due to dry weather. And in this crop year, Brazil became the largest, briefly, but became the largest soy meal supplier to the world, and remained the second largest soy oil supplier, but exporting a lot more soy oil to the world.
thank you so very much, Ms. Patel, and thank you so very much, Mr. Chaturvedi. Yes, thank you so very much for your applause as well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring it to...
I see a lot of familiar faces from industry. I see a lot of client faces in the audience. And let me assure every client that I work with that I'm not going to speak about anything that I work with them about. In the sense we have very tight NDAs, and therefore I made this talk very, very generic. Because I do believe we need to be talking of some of the big issues that confront the edible oil market as far as India is concerned, and of course the East is concerned. The title of my talk is "The Sun Rises in the East," and it most certainly does rise in the East because we are a consumption market which is very, very large. India, if I talk about, we're 1.43 billion people, which means it's 1.43 billion stomachs and into that stomach goes a meal, not once but 3 times a day, which means that we are 1.43 billion into 3, multiplied into 3, that many meals in a single day. And the Indian does not have only a stomach, we also have a bladder, we also have a head, we also have n numbers of body parts like people all over the world have, and to that extent we are a very big consumption market. Add China to India, and I think we're really talking about something like 2.86 billion stomachs and 2.86 billion body parts, which means that we are very, very big. So with that start, I'd like to say that I'm going to be talking about the fact that we're a big consumption market, but we are a very low value added consumption market, particularly edible oils. The edible oil market possibly is the largest market in India, very large market in China, but adds very little value. And that is problem number 1. I have a habit of speaking, putting my fingers into the eyes of people. So you'll forgive me if I continue that habit. We don't add value enough. Yes, n numbers of companies in India and in the East have started branding edible oils, but I don't think the branding effort on edible oil is going as big as it must and as it should. So I'm going to speak for 5 points over the next 17 minutes when I'm going to be talking to you about the fact that the consumption markets are here, the virtuous cycle of consumption is here. We are consuming a lot more of everything, and the opportunity is a second generation consumption market. India is a second generation consumption market. The United States of America is a 7th generation consumption market. Large parts of continental Europe are 6th generation markets. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Switzerland are 9th generation consumption markets. We are only the 2nd generation consumption markets. What is the meaning of that? It means that we are going to grow humongously, which means that the branded market for edible oils is going to be very, very big, provided you take new approaches of approaching the branded consumer. Is the generation. Hey guys, how many of you are out here who was born 2010 onwards? Please put up your hands. No? How many of you are millennials? Put up your hands. Oh, there's one millennial. Nice, nice. You're so yesterday, my dear. So yesterday. Just joking, stay with me. How many of you are Gen Zs? Put up your hand, Gen Zs. No Gen Zs. Oh, the edible oil industry does not believe in Gen Zs. Oh, this is too senior a platform. How many of you are Gen Ys? Huh? No? How many of you are Gen baby boomers? Put up your hands. Yeah? Yeah, actually, a fair number, but nobody's playing the game. Okay. Hey guys. We are all over. The baby boomers are over. We are at senior management levels. Hey guys, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z is over. Guess what's new? The Alpha generation. The Alpha generation is a generation of consumers. My research area is in the Alpha gen. Therefore, I'm talking to you about them. The Alpha generation is the big one. Any child born 2010 onwards up to 2020-25 is the Alpha gen. As on 31st December 2025, the single largest living generation in the world is going to be the Alpha gen. Alpha gen. And we haven't even heard of them, or even if we have heard of them, we haven't invested enough in them. Guess what? They are changing consumption patterns, attitude patterns, usage patterns, and their entire domination of mindsets towards health, ecology, ESG goals, 20 other things is very different than what we know. We don't know them. They're strange animals. If you have any of these born 2010 up to 2025, go and meet them, live with them, understand them, because they are the future. All brands that are built today I build on the template of the Alpha Gen, because brands are for the future, brands are not about the past. Those heritage brands that came out and said, I'm a heritage brand, nonsense, you're so yesterday, you're done, you're dusted. My dear friends, on the Alpha Gen, what you don't know is more important than what you know. In the edible oil industry, whenever I enter into a company and I interact with the CEOs and the marketing heads, everybody says they know everything. And then I tell them, my dear friend, what you don't know is more important than what you know. And I go out and discover what you don't know, and we build brands basis what you don't know. Okay, my dear friends, another 3 minutes, 56 seconds. Fourth point. Diversity deepens, my dear friends. Those of you who believe diversity is ironed out, please don't believe in it. My latest research from India, from 4 areas, urban, rural and deep rural, tell me diversity is growing more because of the completely confused alpha generation. In the old days, just imagine I bring a big bed sheet. Let me explain this to you. A big bed sheet, and it is starched and it's crinkled all over. It's got crinkles, it's got mountains, it's got crinkles. I spread it in this room, and you will see 150 or 170 crinkles. That is the reality of the market in India, in China, in Indonesia. You know what it means? It means differentiation is the norm. What does a multinational company which brings a big brand into the country do? It comes like a big iron box and it tries to iron out the creases of differentiation.
And Harish sir has kept us all here at the edge of our seats. What an absolutely fantastic session. And as you spoke of data and you spoke of brands, we'd like to invite 2 huge brands in our midst to come and felicitate you. I'd like to take the pleasure of inviting Mr. Angshu Manik, Managing Director and CEO of Adani Wilmar Limited, along with Mr. Sudhakar Desai, Managing Director and CEO of Imami Agrotech, 2 large brands that we have, to flank Mr. Harish on either side and present him with a token of appreciation on behalf of all of us here with a nice big warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolutely enlightening, fabulous session that we've all experienced here together. Thank you so very much. Once again, Mr. Harish Bliju. Thank you so very much, gentlemen. Well, India, let's have a nice round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join in a good round of applause. I'd like to invite Mr. Sandeep Bhan, CEO, SD Guthrie International Trading. I believe Mr. Bhan is right here. Welcome, sir. Thank you so very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen at the back, please do get your hands together and join in welcoming our esteemed panelists. Thank you, sir. Please join in. I'd like to welcome Mr. Pradeep Chaudhary, CEO of Gemini Edibles and Fats India Private Limited. Welcome, Mr. Chaudhary. Request you to kindly join us up on stage. I'd like to welcome Mr. Sudhakar Desai, the Managing Director and CEO of Imami Agrotech. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I do invite you to get your hands together and let's welcome Mr. Somnath Chatterjee, Executive Vice President and Head of Procurement, ITC Limited, Foods Division. Thank you very much, Mr. Chatterjee, for joining us. Please make yourself comfortable on stage. Mr. Pradeep Chaudhary, Sandeep Bhan will be joining us in a bit. So, Mr. Sandeep Bhan and Mr. Pradeep Chaudhary will be joining us. Sorry, sir. All over to you, ma'am. Please do take this forward.
Thank you so much for that. And well, yes, edible oil is the flavor right now. Favored as well, headlines as well. Everything, there's something new coming in. So I'll start off exactly on what we have today morning in sense of a lot of reporting. And Sandeep, let me start with you because this comes in from Indonesia with news that there could be a rate hike coming when it comes to exports. What are you hearing? Is it coming? Is a decision being made? This is all up in the air right now.
Actually, I don't see anything coming from Indonesia at this moment because first, the Indonesian levy is again going up next month. There is a change of government expected, so unlikely we'll see anything coming anytime soon. If at all, it will be only after post new government takes place.
Right. So these were reports that came in today morning, reported by various international agencies. So I thought first let's put those information to rest right now. All right. So the topic that we have on hand is transformation of this industry, the vision ahead, and the way it has been so volatile, especially with governments. Proactiveness, interference, take your word there, but we do need to understand on how are the companies really looking at this. At this point in time, all seems well. The new crop is coming, the MSP is higher, the duties have been hiked, something that the industry had been asking for. But for a longer term, when we talk about food, the import dependence on what India is doing within the country, the FTAs that we have, the population that is increasing, the per capita also that seems to be going, and then branding, marketing. There's just so much that you need to look forward to in the years to come. Mr. Malik, this is to you then, and with all that the government has done, near term let's call it, how have you seen the impact of that? Do you think the dust is settled now? And from here on, if you had to look at the next financial year, what is your sense?
About the duty, I think everybody has spoken about it. We will have to still watch for the next 5-10 days how the international market behave. But keeping that aside, all this duty has come. But the issue is, how are we going to actually work at the ground level to increase our domestic production? And from a company point of view, what are we doing? That is important. I think the first thing that we all have understood that the domestic production will increase. And the government is now a little serious about it. And time and again, there is a lot of discussion going on. I also see a lot of active participation of industry with government functionaries for making decisions. I have seen that in the Rice Association, they have called at least several meetings and to understand what happened to basmati rice, why should there be MEP or not. And the government said that you people have misused and have exported basmati rice at $400. It's ridiculous. Then they said yes, because somebody is giving approval. So APEDA was giving approval. So they are now working on it. How can you export from Kakinada basmati rice? All these things, the government is understanding. In edible oil also, you see how many meetings we had. In pulses, they have called a meeting. In wheat, they have called a meeting. So I think the government is now getting to understand all these things from the industry, work on it, and surely we as industry now have to understand the overall thing. From a company point of view, as we are concerned, we think we need to play in all the oils locally, and we should improve and increase our local oil seed crushing, local oil seed processing, and more smaller plants across the country, so that as the country grows more oil seed, companies like us can have processing capacity that can match the increased production.
So Mr. Malik, as you said, the government is hearing, the government is also reacting, listening to you. With, as I said, with the dust now settling, what is the next thing that you are working with the government on? And as you talked about increasing production, capacities, yield, margins, how is the company working in that direction?
I think as an industry body, we all need to work with the government to reduce instability, or we need a stable policy. So how can government help us in doing that? One of the things that IBPA and SCA has suggested was flexible duty, or something like tariff every 15 days or every 30 days or every 60 days. You come out with your new guideline, and everybody is working on that. So that removes uncertainty. So uncertainty is the biggest issue in any business. For us, it is more. So that is one that we need to work together. The third is the differential duty, because Make in India is a big theme, but actually it is not working at the ground level. So when you say Make in India, and we have invested so much money in it, the plants are not running. And export tax from there, Malaysia, Indonesia, if it is reduced from only further, then we are in for trouble. So differential duty is one that is. Second, the policy of domestic must be encouraged such that companies like us and many other companies can invest and get certain benefits out of it. So industry gets benefit and they put more capacity, farmers produce more oil seed, we process more, and then what do we do with the meal? So there should be some subsidy on the meal so that meal can be exported, otherwise the country will have too much of meal. How are you going to manage that? Yesterday, the secretary didn't say much on that, that as the production goes up of oil seed, what are you going to do with them? There will be protein excess in the country. So can we all consume it? If not, then what is our plan? So all these things are important for the association and industry.
Well, yes, meal is something that is still being discussed, while other things really seem to be settling at this point in time. But yes, a longer-term policy and various representations from CIVPA have gone across of dynamic, flexible rates. That is something that the government seems to be looking at this point in time. To you then, Mr. Desai, and you know, I want to talk about data right now, and Harish before us was talking about the importance of data. Even as you all have had a meeting with the government, there was this conversation about that the prices for retail should not be increased, and that all the imports that have happened on lower duty should be kept at lower pricing. Your sense, first of all, on the number on how much edible oil is lying around on that lower duty, because you know, interestingly, we talk about data analysis, but we don't talk so much about data integrity. So that is one thing, because everybody has different data, as government has its own data as well.
See, yeah, that's a very short term, very spot thing. I don't think we have a very clear data on how much is duty paid, how much of it is sold, and how much is in the pipeline, how much is in the retails, and how much is MRP. It's a huge 2 million outlets distributing oil to consumers. So I think I would not bother much about that. I would just look at the bigger picture, what this duty has increase has done. I think like Ashu also mentioned, I'm very happy to say that we are into the very important point in the history wherein the government of India is saying that my agriculture dependent population, the usage of agriculture as a strategy. That means I want to produce more pulses or more corn or more oil seeds. I think these things are also data driven. And that data is helping government make a very quick and good decisions. For once now, I think it's a bold move to increase 20% to say that I want to get a good MSP to my soybean farmers. Okay, that's a single-handed approach. Now, peripherally, what happens to that kind of a move? Number one, the objective will be fulfilled. I think very soon we will see soybean prices going above MSP. Whether the meal will get exported or will it affect the crushing pattern a little bit more backwards, and whether the mustard seed which the NAFED and HAFED are holding, will they sell more aggressively? You know, if the consumer inflation comes into fore, I think we would like to request as IVPA to the government, please release the stocks which you are holding, you see, at a MSP or below MSP or at the cost price. Okay, so there are many ways in which India can use its power being big buyer is not a bad thing. I think it's a powerful tool to strategize our energies into that. I'm not going to the very big macro things, but I'm just saying that data also told us that the duty, whenever India increases the duty, the international market will collapse. Okay, don't go by the data, it's not true. It's not true because it changes from time to time. Today is the time when Indonesia and palm had a knee-jerk reaction to it, but then they know that India needs to buy, China needs to buy, Europe needs to cover. See, India is only 40% of the world markets. In some months it is important, but not always. So eventually, I think post this Diwali festival, post exports, port tightness, as the production comes, the SND will speak for itself. When we look at the data from this point of view of edible oil, I think very clearly the world is one today. You don't have to see the SNDs of India. You have to see the SND of Ukraine, Russia, Bulgaria. When you look at soybean, you have to look at Turkey, the Brazil, Argentina. So this is a very classic example of how the Indian market is becoming very intertwined. That's my point number one. Point number two, every policy has got its own side effects. Side effects meaning collateral damages. Okay? How do you manage the collateral damages? Is by a proactive approach. I'm very happy Ameesha mentioning that in this dynamic, volatile world, as India, you cannot have a static policy. You should have a dynamic policy. what are the parameters of this dynamic strategy? You have farmers, you have consumers, you have treasury. You know, government of India today, the duty income is good. You know, that can be plowed back into the stated imperative of National Mission on Oilseeds. By 2032, with every kilo consumption in India, somebody in the world needs to produce 1.4 million tons. Who is going to produce? And with 30% of the production of world and 30%, maybe 50% of the tradable surplus of the world going into fuel, India has to look at now this thing as food and fuel going into the future. Palm oil, you already know that at B40, B45, if they talk, they're going to take away 1.5 to 2 million tons, whereas the production is stagnant. So, I think comprehension and data in all these matters are very, very important to make India the right decisions. One more minute on the collateral issues. From the industry point of view, I think all of us have been saying, AC has been saying, IUP has been saying, out of this 20%, please give 5% to make the differential happen. Why? To counter the inverted duty structure of the origins, number one. Number two, there is also inverted duty structure in the byproducts. Please correct that so that India can actually process more oil here, produce more byproducts here, do more value addition here, and also give some fillip to the nascent oleochemicals and the biodiesel industry. Produce in India, make in India is the thing. And also look at the collateral damage like FTAs. Today, Nepal being zero duty has got a 30% advantage to give it to India. So it's not a level playing field, you know, for the Indian industry. We will soon realize that we need to resolve this issue. I think that's where advocacy of the associations, being together, explaining this problem. I definitely believe that each challenge has got a hidden opportunity behind it. So that's a way forward. Thank you.
All right, well that's about data and that's of course about FTAs and various other oilseed products that perhaps the government and the industry still need to be working on. So now this one is to you, and while of course it's a volatile market, but the question is on when you talk about transformation, when you talk about slightly longer term, how are you looking at this sector now growing? We talk about per capita, we talk about import dependence to be cut, and of course working closely with government.
So ma'am, let me first start with example here. So I think all of you have got this on your tables. I think the size of this candy was larger last Globoil. So that is the real demonstration of what inflation is doing to FMCG and products. And what have we done? So take a leap forward, carry it forward from what Harish was mentioning just now. D2C. Two very good examples. So we do 1.8 million tons of packaged blended atta, Ashirwad. But you know what? We are under pressure there on the inflation side. D2C. So we've got this new portal called merichakki.in. Please visit it. It is a very highly premium place where you can make your attas. You can blend it bespoke with whatever blend you want. We are charging a massive premium, but we are giving a product freshly ground and delivered to your home in 2 days. itcstore.in again. So these are only our reactions, how we can get our premium products to the customer. I mean, one is to keep demoning the commodity end of FMCG and complaining. The other is how do you premiumize. So that is what is the strategy that we've taken. In the personal care, the audio raisins segment, our brand Dermafeek has again done that on the D2C, and we are finding great success. So we have put some numbers on it. If you remain playing in the 5 rupee, 2 rupee packet of glucose biscuit, your growth is 3 to 4%. Dermafeek, 48% CAGR. IDC Merichakki is very new, it's just happening, but 480% is that a number? So, what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to decide, and maybe often as a basket you have to play both ends of the spectrum. Quickly, one more point which really is coming out very strongly. In fact, a few days back you had interviewed our CEO, and there was a lot of conversation around our new brand Right Shift, which is basically a healthier range of products And I'm not going to say it's for seniors because a lot of the seniors have taken objection to that. Yeah? So they're saying 40 is the new 20, so we leave that out. But it is supposed to be a less oil, less sugar, less salt, kind of a healthier product. And you know what? There's been a big pushback from consumers. They're saying, why oil at all? And if at all oil is there, why palm oil? So we are now getting into a bit of a grey area here where there are these influencers, there are the food farmers of the world, there is this Dr. Saab who comes on Insta and Facebook.
Water.
No.
So what is the plan going forward now? If that is the number that we are working with 10 years down the line, how are you then posing yourself as an industry with those kind of numbers, higher population? Deforestation is another thing that we are dealing with, especially.
Palm's upside in terms of production is down. Now, and another big thing, palm is no more now a cheap oil. Palm is no more an oil which would easily say, why should I buy any other oil? Why shouldn't I buy soybean oil when palm is so expensive? The scenario is changing. It's twice this year in first quarter, and this quarter that palm is the most expensive oil. So the perception is changing. Now that perception wise, we have to see now other competing oils to take over the production side, increase more.
Thomas Milke and Ms. Manisha Gupta will present mementos now to our esteemed panelists, starting with Mr. Anshu Malik. Let's have a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. I invite Mr. Milke and Ms. Manisha to kindly present. Well, that's being such a gentleman, Mr. Thomas Milke. Thank you so very much. We appreciate the gesture. And now we'd like to present one to Mr. Sandeep Bhan. Let's have a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please do join in to Mr. Sudhakar Desai. I invite you all, ladies and gentlemen, to join in a nice good round of applause. Thank you so very much, sir. To Mr. Somnath Chatterjee.
Hello. हाँ, आप कम जी बोल रहे हैं?
Thank you so very much, sir.
अर्जुमन ने नंबर दिया था, बोलिए. आप बताइए सर, क्या काम है आपका?
And finally, I invite Mr. Thomas to present a memento to Ms. Manisha Gupta, a moderator of this session. Let's have a big, nice round of applause.
क्या बोल रहे हैं? जी.
And may I request all of you to kindly come forward
मीडिया का काम है आपका?
for a group photograph.
A study on the processing characteristics of soybeans from different countries by China Oils and Fats found U.S. soybeans had the highest refining rate and lowest cost of refining, which creates value for refiners and end users. U.S. Soy delivers solutions for you, your customers, and our planet.
To be moderating a session immediately after Manisha. She's such a smart professional. But she's not here, she's probably left. The only saving grace as far as I am concerned is I don't have to speak much because each one here has a presentation. The first presentation would be by Mr. Vikas Dugar from Nepal. He is the president of the Nepal Vanaspati Association, and we've heard a lot about origination countries. So it's also important to understand how the consumption countries are going to be reacting to whatever we have heard from Sandeep Bhan. And he was painting a very, very difficult picture going forward. India is going to be in trouble as a big consumer, and probably the region is going to be in trouble. Whether that will happen or not is a $1 million question. My opinion, it may not happen.
For the economy of Nepal, we have a population of 31 million. Per capita is US dollars 1,092. And the foreign reserves are $14.36 billion, which is good enough to sustain for 14 months of import, and which is very strong, I would say, in this region. Oil, one of its competitors. And in Nepal, people feel that sunflower oil is a healthier oil and started preferring more to buy sunflower oil. Regarding the palm oil, it has been quite stagnant. We've been importing around, for the domestic consumptions, around 50 to 40,000 tons every year. And this year has also been same. But it has been a positive indication that Horeca and other sectors like food industry, the noodle industry has been increasing and they are using more of palm oil. The total imports in Nepal has been around 300,000 tons, put together all the oils. And the sales are almost equal, in which the sunflower oil is the highest, 114,000 tons. Nepal also imports rapeseed, canola and mustard seeds, and it has been quite stagnant all throughout. But last year the import of rapeseed and canola has been more, and the mustard seed has declined. And again, one of the reasons has been infiltration from the border area. And the mustard seed is mostly from India.
How this industry, the technology, and this combination and hand in hand. So just I'll start with I will not waste much time on this one because this information is available on this web. We started company inception of this upgradation of this old plants which are inefficient in this energy front as well as on the quality front. And that was idea behind and also the motto. And the journey of almost right now is 23 years. And since the time, so we have modified and upgraded lot many plants which were not efficient on this one, and we brought it to the level of efficiency what is the latest one. So that is of course strength, that is of the design strength I would say. Our team is very much equipped and they are very dedicated to that and they do work with the passion for this one. Priority is to the trade, so what margins and benefits which are in trade.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think I first would like to welcome all the young and dynamic leaders here who have been actually reshaping life and what are the suggestions they have, because a lot of them has recently not as old as the edible oil industry is, and recently joined and have their own fresh perspective. So I would like to start with Priyam, ever smiling Priyam. Priyam, you and your company has been, the flag bearer of cotton oil industry, cotton oil basically, and also changing the approach that cotton oil is not only a frying oil, but it's also for the home usage. So when you joined as a fresher, what are the challenges you saw and how you overcome those challenges to make this successful?
Thank you, Vidya. Basically, if we talk about cottonseed oil, obviously most of the places we go in the country, people are talking about it's not edible, it's meant for cattle feed, but it is not the case. The only problem is the education is not there within the customers. Cottonseed oil is probably one of the best oils for deep frying and it has a very good shelf life, but the problem with cottonseed oil is the availability of the oil. And looking at what, as a brand, what we have done in Gujarat, and as the industry in general, as cottonseed oil refiners in Gujarat, what we have done is we've taken that opportunity and tried to convert it and try to educate the customers into changing their fixation and their mindset of what oils to be used and what not to be used. And I think there are a lot of new studies coming in about changing of oils, different oils needed. It's like it cannot be one oil for all the purposes. So we need to, we are educating the customers in different parts now and trying to explain to them that it's not just one product that you need in your kitchen, it is multiple products for multiple different users. So that is one thing. I think overall, in terms of as an industry, if we look at, I think the changes that and the challenges I saw back in then was modern trade was coming in. I'm talking about early 2011. Modern trade was coming in. It was quite a new phenomenon. Everyone was scared. General trade, Kirana stores were scared that are we going to become irrelevant? Modern trade, Walmart of the world will come and take over the entire value chain in terms of distribution. But that seems to be very far-fetched. I think e-commerce has also come in, quick commerce come in. They all play a very vital role in terms of attending to the needs of the customers. But general trade as such has not been affected that much. It still plays a very important role, and it will continue to do so at least for the next foreseeable future.
I mean, the things you are talking about, modern trade and all, you yourself said that first is changing the mindset, that is not only frying oil, and then to pushing it to the modern trade and quick commerce. That's a nice change that you have done. Going to Ishant, you guys have been doing a lot of things in the rice bran, and rice bran as an oil has also changed a lot, and has its health benefit, right? It has not been easy. Rice bran, known as the cheapest brand oil in India, have multiple uses than going only for the home consumption. Now, how you guys have overcome those challenges, and what are the opportunities? Because rice bran is still, I would say, a growing segment. So, what are the opportunities you see in the rice bran?
Thanks, Udaya. So, rice bran oil, if you look at it, it's one of the most unique oils. By its very nature, it is unique. But if you look at the industry itself, you will find that it is very, very different from all the other industries. In this industry, for the way industry has progressed, there is almost a distinction between the marketers and producers. I don't think you find this phenomena in any other oil. You have the large producers of rice bran oil and you have the large marketers. And this industry has grown and developed, overcome its challenges because of this collaboration between the different parties. So, the whole audience here, I think, they're not alien to the concept of rice bran oil and its growth now. But 3 decades back, it was a very different situation. Most of the rice bran oil was actually going into non-edible uses. Now we've come to a situation where the only hoarding of Patanjali that you will find along the gates is that of rice bran oil, because it has sort of become a unique oil. It is not a commodity oil, while at the same time a lot of it is being used to blend with other oils. So it is an industry with so many layers that you can go down to whatever level that you want. So I want to speak a little bit about the journey of rice bran oil through these collaborations that have happened. The first major thing, and all of these things actually happened before I joined. Some of these things happened before I joined business, so it's more of anecdotal stories that I've heard from my parents. So the first major change came during the end of 90s, when there was this collaboration between the research institutes and the industry, whereby processes were developed to process high FFA rice bran oil, how it could be done to maintain its uniqueness, to maintain its good qualities, at the same time to do it commercially viably. CFTRI, IICT Hyderabad, they developed the technologies. It was a lot of trials took place in our company and in other companies also in this industry. And over a period of a couple of years' time, the industry was able to bring most of that technology and commercially use it to produce rice bran oil successfully. So once this oil was successful for available for commercial adoption, then the second major collaboration which I want to talk about happened, and this was with the entry of Marico into this segment. A lot of people, most of the people outside our industry don't know that Marico's oils have a large component of rice bran oil, and that has been so for almost more than 2 decades now. And so initially it was a very long process. There were, we had to send tins of rice bran oil to Apollo and other hospitals for their testing. So once they were convinced that they will be able to get the good quantity of oil that they will need, they were very fast to adopt it, and that sort of upgraded the whole industry. It is not just about finding another buyer. Marico worked with the industry to develop the process to improve the quality. And just shortly and very quickly, the third big collaboration which I want to talk about is between our company and Adani Wilmar. So they entered rice bran oil sector in 2012. I had a visit in Ahmedabad in 2010, and we were supplying to PepsiCo, and the buyer had earlier worked with Adani. So just through a reference, I made a courtesy visit to them, and I was surprised to know that they also wanted to get into rice bran oil, but they thought that the industry is not that developed that they will be able to supply a good quantity of rice bran oil. But over the next 2 years, we all worked together, and they launched the brand in 2012 and sort of created this whole industry out of that.
I'm sure the mere potential of rice bran is going to be so much that you will have some more stories to tell in next 5 years' time. Thank you. Prashant, you have been working with farmers, traders, now crushers, refiners over your years of experience now, and we are now talking about how India is being the bright spot in the world as far as consumption goes. Even the government is talking about in 5-6 year time our consumption will be 30-32 million tons. So what in your perspective the industry should prepare to handle that kind of flows and to manage that kind of consumption which we are going to see?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. First thing we realized in the last couple of days or in the last decade is that this commodity world is like fastest moving world. In the last 2 days, if you see like duty, then Indian prices catching up, and now we talked about levy 10 minutes back, right? So this is the fast-moving world that we have been experiencing. To adapt to these fast-moving changes, there have been different things that industry has been trying to do. I'd like maybe I'll put it in a point-wise manner. First is like mastering the fundamentals. Previously, like a decade back, probably demand and supply was one of the major tracking parameters. Today, if we talk about not only the SMDs, demand and supply things, but we talk about geopolitical issues, we talk about macros, we talk about currencies, to monitor the industry, or even including the domestic refiners, crushers, have been upgrading the systems to understand overall changes in the market. Second thing which I would talk about is more research and development, which has been probably, there have been a lot of changes that we have been seeing, and probably we'll continue to see more. At a point of time, in terms of crop estimations or crop yield, the quantification was a difficult issue. Today, we know how to quantify downpour into the yields. Today, acreage estimations are more moving into the graphical methodologies. A bit difficult with the kind of size landholding in India, but these are the trends that will probably set up in terms of, in terms of in the coming days. Third is diversification. That is one area which everyone is looking after and will move. It's not only about the product diversification, but also market diversifications, consumers, and different products with the kind of volatility that we see, and diversification would be one of the major factors that the industry will probably adopt. Then if you see like risk management, this is one of the crucial. Unfortunately, we don't have a better risk management tool in India. This is where it's more about the price risk management and as well as the customer risk management. These are the two areas which everyone is working on in detail and all the companies. Last, focus more on the talent pool availability. To talk about generations of leaders, this discussion is like the talent pool needs to be created. We have seen we've been to different colleges, different institutes. What we notice is the opportunities have become very diverse. With the kind of hectic schedules and other stuff we have in the commodity world, waking up right from BMB to Chicago close, these are some of the challenges. And the young talent, needs to be groomed and other things. So a lot of companies have started recruiting. We have seen people from colleges and developing their talent pool, focusing on data and analytics. These are the different changes that we would continue to see. Last one, which I focus is more on sustainability, which everyone of us has been the buzzword, and we'll be talking more about sustainability in the coming changes. The Indian consumer and as well as the Indian producers will probably look more in the sustainability part in the next decade or so.
Yeah, I mean, of all the points, I like more on the talent, because that is something which we are seeing, that the talent pipeline, which is all this startup cultures and all, we as an industry also have to look good so that we can attract more and more talent here and to work for it. Otherwise, one thing, I mean, you also talked about that we have very less risk management tools available here, and that is also the reason we are not able to, train the traders like others, where the exposure is less, because the way maybe the Chinese traders, the Italian exchange and all, we are not having that kind of, and that's why we are practically exporting our traders from India to outside world, which so talent is doing. So that is something which we need to focus if we are looking at managing that kind of flow. Going to again talent, and why I kept Deepak last, because Deepak is the youngest one among us, and maybe in this short span of time in the industry, he has seen all kind of black swan event in his time. So Deepak, and not to jinx it, but I would also compliment that you have also handled it very well. So what how to the audience, to the industry, and particularly the young traders who will be listening to you, how you have done that, and what are your thoughts and advice to them to handle this kind of black swan events?
Thank you, Vidyaji. Black swan events, or you call it a noise, it's everywhere nowadays. Recently we had about this duty hike, so much of noise. Be it alive or trading, it's everywhere. We put emphasis on a lot of things that don't need our attention, and we try to create, fabricate stories or biased view, around our trade. So what really matters is the proper risk management. A sound system is that you need. As Prashanti said, we all are missing the futures market. We don't have. But I am here to talk more about the trading psychology, which has helped me in last 5 years to manage my risk. So two most important parameters for me is number one, expanding the self-consciousness, creating the self-awareness, and accepting the trade when it goes wrong. It sounds very easy, but it's even difficult, for even experienced traders, to accept that the trade has gone wrong and to cut the loss. And that's the most important thing which we need to learn. Building a system is much easy, but sticking to that system is what really we need to master. Second, position sizing. We all know that we cannot keep churning winner after winner. There will be a time when there are wrong trades. So when going is easy and the markets are trending, make the most profit out of that. And when you have a couple of bad trades, take a break, and just relax. There's a famous quote by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. I'm a firm believer of that. He keep doing your work and don't worry about the outcome. So similarly, keep doing a proper risk management and don't worry about the losses.
As the photos are now being presented to the panelists, I request you, ladies and gentlemen, to kindly give them a round of applause. We've had a very enriching discussion here, which has benefited each and every one of us. Thank you once again.
Mr. Sandeep Agrawal. And I would request for all our esteemed panelists along with Mr. Agrawal now to get together for a group photograph. With a collective round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much, distinguished gentlemen, for that fabulous session. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next session.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the committee who invite us to participate in this very important seminar. And today my presentation is about the performance and the challenge of the Indonesian palm oil industries. So, let's begin with the summary of the performance of the Indonesian palm oil industry in 2023 to June 2024. As you can see here, that on the production in 2023 we produced around 54.4 million ton of CPO and CPKO, and during the January to June 2023 we produced around 27.3 million ton of CPO and CPKO. And for 2024, during the period of January to June, we produced around 26.2 million ton of CPO and CPKO. So assuming that in the second semester of 2024, we produce the same amount of CPO as in the second semester of 2023, we already can see here that the production in 2024 will be declining. And as for the domestic consumption, we can see here that total domestic consumption in 2023 around 23.2 million ton, and during the period of January to June 2023, the total domestic consumption is around 11.3 million ton, and in January to June 2024, the total domestic consumption around 11.5 million ton. So again, I think total domestic consumption in 2024 will be higher than in 2023 on account of the increasing in the biofuel consumption. We can see here that the biofuel consumption is already exceeds the food consumption, and I think will be even higher in the near future as the government plan to increase the mandatory blending from B35 to B40 starting in January 2025. Now that for the domestic consumption, and as a result, we can see here from the export side that the export in January in 2023 around 32.2 million ton, and during the period of January to June 2023 is around 16.3 million ton, and compared to the 2024 during the period of January to June, the export is around 15.06 million ton again. So as we can see here, that export also declining in 2024, I think, as compared to 2023. Now, let's also discuss further on the production and export of palm oil. As we can see here, that actually the production during the period of 2020 to 2022 was relatively stagnant, and then increased slightly in 2023 on account of the new harvested crops. And in 2024, as I mentioned before, I think that the production will be again declining. So export also continue to decline because of the increase in the domestic consumption. Now we dominate.
अरे क्या है ये
Thank you, gentlemen. I welcome you up on stage. Once again, welcoming Mr. Bipin Odhekar. He will be joining us in a
Very good afternoon, and it's really an honor for me to be here. Some of you might be aware what TORA is. If I want to describe my institution in 2 words, it's sustainable development. And especially when we look at the food sector, most of the times, and if we remember our biology lessons, we simply talk about that plants take carbon dioxide and water and they make glucose molecule which can be converted into fat and so on. And therefore it's a clean activity. But on the other hand, if you look at agriculture and the global emissions, you talk about that 16% of the total emissions, they are coming from agriculture directly. I'm not talking of the processing part of it, which again is not the cleanest of the activities. And also let's look at why we are so worried about the changing climate and we are talking about sustainability in a big way, is largely because our plants are going to be in the field and they are going to get impacted due to the extremes of temperature, due to extremes of precipitation and so on. So when we talk about sustainability, it is important to look into, will this particular crop, which is today providing me with the solutions, will it keep on doing that in the future as well? Will the productivity remain the same? And is it that what is happening around us, what is the share of my sector in processing? Because all of us, we are using energy, it's the entire value chain from your production to processing of it, then it is packaging, and then it is going to the end user, transportation. And take much time, and I'll call my fellow panelists who are with me, and maybe wherever I can add, I will, and I'll also like to keep at least 5 minutes for question answers, so that it doesn't become a monologue. So the first panelist I'd like to invite Dr. Inke Sluges. I hope I have pronounced it correctly, but please correct me if I was wrong. So she is a leading authority on sustainability within the palm oil industry and Director of Market Transformation at RSPO. And we'll hear from her because palm oil, I should say, sometimes it's also blamed. Is it sustainable? And there are lots and lots of discussions on sustainable development of palm oil industry. Rather, they are the frontiers in ensuring that it is a sustainable effort. So over to you.
Thank you very much. I know I deal with lots of experts in the room, but there's also new people to the sector or new people to the industry. Let me briefly explain. RSPO is a membership-based organization. We work with 7 stakeholder groups to make palm oil sustainable, and we do that in partnership. So we work with the growers, the smallholders, the processors, traders, refiners, consumer goods manufacturers, retailers, social NGOs, environmental NGOs, and the finance sector to together define what we feel is sustainability. And that is not an endpoint, it's never an endpoint. So sometimes our members complain that we move the goalpost, and that is correct, because sustainability is a journey, and what we feel is sustainable today may not be sustainable enough tomorrow, especially with the growing population and the one planet that we have. So I'm glad that you mentioned agriculture has a footprint on emissions, and I think for palm there's an opportunity to reduce these emissions, and the way to do that on a global, so talking in general, is to avoid deforestation, to avoid planting on peat, to avoid emissions in the production process. So there's definitely ways to ensure that the footprint is small. For India, of course, largest importer globally of palm oil, 7 million metric tons on an annual basis.
and one of the largest consumers together with Indonesia. We've heard all the figures this morning.
So ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है इसके बारे में बताइए जो मशीन डिस्प्ले पे है इसमें किस तरह की चीजें क्या बनेगी क्या से बनेगी
ये लिक्विड नाइट्रोजन डोजिंग मशीन है, मेनली यूज फॉर पैकेजिंग। तो जैसे आप कोई भी प्रोडक्ट पैक करते हैं तो उसमें जो एम्प्टी स्पेस होता है वहाँ ऑक्सीजन कंटेंट होती है, जो हमारी एयर है उसमें 23% ऑक्सीजन है। उसको अगर आप नाइट्रोजन से रिप्लेस करेंगे तो आपका प्रोडक्ट का ऑक्सीडेशन नहीं होता है, सेल्फ लाइफ बढ़ जाती है, प्रोडक्ट की रिजिडिटी बढ़ जाती है, जो आपका पैकेज है वो काफ़ी स्टिफ लगता है, एंड ओवरऑल फ्रेशनेस ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट इज रिमेन कांस्टेंट।
ये जो आज ये जो ग्लोबॉयल जो इंडिया 24 है इसमें आप कितने साल से आ रहे हैं?
हम लोग यहाँ काफ़ी रेगुलर है। आई थिंक लास्ट 15 years वी आर कंटिन्यूसली कमिंग हियर, एंड यहाँ एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है जो लीडर्स है एडिबल ऑयल में उनसे मिलने की, प्लस जो काफ़ी न्यू कॉन्टेक्ट्स डेवलप होते हैं, एंड वी आर डेफिनेटली गेटिंग बेनिफिट ऑफ इट।
कौन से सिटी से हैं और ये 27th ईयर है तो क्या विश करना चाहेंगे?
हम लोग मुंबई से ही है, सो हमारा होम ग्राउंड है, एंड आई wish all the best to Globoil. I hope they continue doing this good work. Thank you.
अरे 33 for 3 था 33 for 3 था हम क्या सकते हैं वो एक नया बॉलर है ना उसका मुझे अभी एकदम याद है क्या मैच था
पतंजलि इंडिया का सेकंड लार्जेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर है। पैक्ड ऑयल में 1,50,000 टन पर मंथ एडिबल ऑयल का ट्रेड करते हैं, पॉपुलर डिवीज़न का। हमारे पास ऑल ऑयल रेंज है, सनफ्लावर, सोयाबीन, पाम, वनस्पति एंड मस्टर्ड। ऑल रेंज ऑल एसक्यू वाइज पैन इंडिया में लगभग 16 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट हैं, एंड राउंड अबाउट 100+ डिपोज है फॉर सर्विस प्रोवाइड करने के लिए कस्टमर को।
और ये जो ग्लोबॉयल इंडिया 27th ईयर तो आप कितने साल से इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं?
हाँ एज चलो हमारे भाई जी आ गए, अभी नहीं हम करते हैं, अभी स्टॉप करते हैं। सीरियसली भाई जी
जो एडिबल ऑयल का ये जो सेमिनार चल रहा है यहाँ पे ये बहुत 27 साल से हो रहा है, मतलब कि इसके साथ इस सबने दूसरे क्या कहना चाहिए?
ये ग्लोबल प्लेटफार्म है और इस पे जब से हमने रुचि सोया एक्वायर किया है तब से पतंजलि रेगुलर पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है, और तब से रेगुलर कुछ अच्छा ही हो रहा है ऑयल इंडस्ट्री में। और अभी तो गवर्नमेंट ने किसानों को सपोर्ट करने के लिए एक ड्यूटी लगाई है, जिससे पूरे इंडस्ट्री के लोगों को सपोर्ट मिला है, और तेल की दुनिया में थोड़ा उत्साह है, सब लोग प्रसन्नचित हैं।
अभी कितना अभी ऑयल रेगुलर बनता है मंथली पतंजलि में?
मोटा मोटी एवरेज 1.25 से 1.5 लाख टन हम लोग पाम, सोया एंड सनफ्लावर्स और मस्टर्ड वगैरह सब मिला करके 1.5 लाख टन से ऊपर हम लोग काम करते हैं। तो इंडिया के लार्जेस्ट एफएमसीजी कंपनी के अंदर हम लोग ग्रोइंग कंपनी है, और शॉर्ट टर्म की स्टोरी है हमारी, और अच्छा हो रहा है महाराज जी के आशीर्वाद से, आचार्य जी के डायरेक्शन में अच्छा काम चल रहा है, सब टीम अच्छा काम कर रही है, और आगे फ्यूचर अच्छा है।
ग्लोबल को क्या शुभकामनाएं देंगे इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म को तैयार करने?
ग्लोबल नाम ही इसका नाम ग्लोबल है, तो सब लोगों के लिए बना ही इसलिए है कि जितने भी लोग सेलर्स हैं, बायर्स हैं, और जो इंडस्ट्री के रिनोन नेम है, और जो नई नई जो इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, तो क्या हो रहा है वर्ल्ड में, किस तरह की जो है क्रॉप चल रही हैं, क्या आगे का फ्यूचर है, तो उसके बेसिस पे अपना अपना एनालिसिस रहता है, तो उसके बेस पे लोग अपनी पोजीशन वगैरह लेकर के आगे फ्यूचर में अपने बिजनेस को ग्रो करने की प्लानिंग करते हैं। थैंक यू, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
इसको खबर भी है काम नहीं है बोले
I'm another ending. So come on. No, no. Wait. No, from this.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. This is a TV manufacturer. No, from the other side. Our company, Aral Masla, produces sunflower and rapeseed oil. We crush sunflower seeds and rape seeds and do crude and refined oil.
Yes, that's it. There's nothing to say more. Just what we export. Yeah, we export in bulk and flexi tanks. We work with China for a long time, and now we start working with India and we want to export sunflower oil in India and to become good friends.
What about India?
What about what?
India.
What about India?
How's your experience in Mumbai and Mumbai?
We're first time in India. We're first time in Mumbai. It's beautiful. It's very unstandard and yeah, we like it.
Thank you. Rolly, sir, what do you want to say about Indonesian palm oil and association with this Globoil India?
Yeah, we are participating in this important event of Globoil conference because India is the second largest importers of palm oil, and we, as the largest producer and exporters of palm oil, provide Indian consumers with the good quality, healthy, and friendly environmental products. So I think with our participation, we hope we are going to strengthen our presence here in India, and then I think we can have better collaboration, and then what do you call it, the win-win solution to our problem. Thank you. Yeah.
Tell me about.
We have here various kind of products from palm oil, and then for the various purposes, basically palm oil can be processed into food, yeah, purpose, and then also for the fuel, and also for the feed, for the industry also, so for the daily need. Yeah, so that's what the palm oil is about. Okay, yeah.
टाइमिंग गलत पड़ जाए हाँ भी आऊँ हेलो हाँ बेसिक पर आओ आओ So,
flour oil. Otherwise, I believe is going forward is 10 to 15, 12 to 10 to 12% drop in the sun oil demand out of India. So I think these is as I just spoke, is about the government uncertainty. Some few policies in Argentina is still fragile. We have to see what is the disparate between the official dollar and the they call it a blue peso or the listed peso. So many uncertainties with Indonesian coming in B40, we may be mid of next year onwards, but that certainly gives the opportunity for palm to remain tight. What we need is 3 to 5 million every year increase in production in palm going forward, because palm is likely to be keep on trading at a premium or at par, no longer going to be traded at $50 to $80 discount with the demand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. Very well explained. Yes, in last people that you have duty paid stock, so you sell cheap and you don't charge the duty to the customers and all that, which is very difficult because you have cargoes which are already on the way and which you have to pay the new duty. But we wanted to give a suggestion to the government that the highest stock right now is with government, 2.5 million tons of Pepsi, which means 1 million ton of oil. So government has procured to help farmer to get MSP. So our suggestion to the government would be, why don't you sell that stock at MSP in the market? So that you can manage the prices, and you are the biggest stockholder right now. First you do your act, then come to us and tell us what we need to be done. So this is what probably we need to take up with the government. And now I go to Mr. Smith Chakravarti, who is the Managing Director of West Africa Industries. Again, we got one view of the Africa from Mr. Baird. Now we get another view from Mr.
Present some facts in front of you. Africa, we all know that the population is close to India population. It's about 1.5 billion people living there. And today, when we are discussing price, Africa is slightly irrelevant, I'll say, because Africa is certainly not, influencing the prices of oil in the global market. But will it continue to remain like that is a question we need to ask, because some interesting facts is the population of 1.5 billion, which is equal to India, growing at 2.3%. The median age in Africa is 19 years. And the same is in India is 29, China is 39, Japan 49, and the leading economists are saying that once the median age reaches 40, the economic growth seems to taper down. So Africa has a long way of growth ahead of it. Like in India, we are seeing that by 2050, probably the growth will slow down because the median age will reach 40 years. But Africa, it will take 60, 70 years. So demographically, Africa is going to be a very big market. However, there are macro factors which are actually limiting the growth over there. And one of the things which we are all manufacturers who are facing difficulty with is the currency, the forex reserve, because post-COVID, what we have experienced is a very high level of volatility we call VUCA. And the VUCA is so high in Africa. If I tell you some facts, it's really, you can understand the degree of volatility over there. So in the last 9 years, I have seen the country where I am working, the currency has become 1/8. The next country is Ghana. The currency has become 1/5. So how do you manage your value chain with that kind of volatility? Is a question mark to everybody. But what's happening is, we are also seeing opportunities opening up because of this. This few years back, most of the edible oils are getting imported in Africa. The refiners are refining and selling. However, in the last 2 years, we are seeing that because the prices are going disproportionately high and the consumers are being challenged on the affordability front, therefore the farmers are taking this advantage because now if they are selling their goods in the domestic market, they are getting much better price. So that's a good news, and we saw that in Nigeria itself, the soya bean production has become double in last 2-3 years, which is a very good news. And I think slowly Africa, all the countries have realized, most of them, if I keep North Africa out and Sub-Saharan in a group, Sub-Saharan Africa, most of the economies are under stress because of the forex, and therefore the countries have understood that everybody has to reduce their import and encourage domestic production. So Africa is moving towards that direction, and going forward we may see that palm and soya, especially these two crops, will be increasing in Africa, the domestic production, and import will definitely, we need to see, because there is no reason to feel that the currencies will start getting stronger against the US dollar. So that's the one challenge. So Africa is like a big opportunity for a long period of time, but one needs to have a huge risk appetite and a long-term mindset to keep struggling in the market and making your value chain more domestically centered than depending on imports. So this is how I see the industry is stepping up.
Thank you much, Respect. Very exciting, 1.45 billion people in Africa and the kind of opportunity and risk which is combined there. But as you said, going to be long-term there, committed. And I must say, we have two big African companies, managing directors sitting here, and both are Indian origin. So something really speaks well that Africa also, like US, you see many enterprises need Indian CEOs. So Africa also needs Indian CEO. Thank you very much. Now I come to Mr. Jayesh Thakkar, Managing Director of Globoil Agro, a very big conglomerate, fourth largest importer of veg oil. Jayesh bhai, please let us know what do you see, what is happening right now in India with this duty change and with the overseas situation that supply is not coming in after the duty also of $220 was, they didn't respect, actually I was talking to one of the suppliers, big palm oil seller, Musima Sumchiva. So I told Mr. Sumchiva, you are not respecting Indian duty this time. So he was smiling. Usually, Dora knows very well, whenever Indian duty used to rise by $100, you would see $50 reduction by the origin. But this time, rather reducing, they went up. But somehow, Indonesian levy came down only $27, and they respected that levy. And MDEX, which was running at 110 high, closed much lower than that. So probably some people are saying, if levy decision had come before, and market would be under pressure, and that Indian duty decision would have come, then probably it would have put some pressure. It's all joking around. Let's see what happens. Judge by please.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. So I think for last 2-3 months, there has been two main supply side constraints that are putting up prices of veg oil higher. One is Indonesian production, which is lower. So for first 7 months, it's estimated to be 1 million metric ton lower compared to last year. And then there is this estimation of lower sunflower crop this year compared to last year, which is like 2 million metric ton of oil lower compared to last year. So these two are the main constraints that are holding up the prices. Then from demand side, I think India is the only shining star in the whole world. And we have seen recently that from July to 1st of August, demand was weak, but then once the festival demand picked up, and it has been strong, and the 20% duty hike was also absorbed by this demand, and Indian importers weren't well covered for palm oil. So we had to absorb that increase in duty, and the consumer in retail and wholesale also bought at higher prices. So that's what has been happening for last 2-3 months. But now, for next 2-3 months, for Q4, I think we are seeing good production in Indonesia in September. They are estimating that production will peak in October, November. So Q4 production will be higher. So palm side supply will ease out a bit, and with this news of levy reduction, the sellers are not waiting anymore for anything to be announced. So we can see a better liquidity in the market. Sunflower crop, though lower compared to last year, the harvest will soon finalize in October. So we will see that initial pressure coming in from sunflower, and to have a 300k, 350k market share in India, they need to compete with soybean oil to have a market to reach up to 3 million tons annually. So we think for next 3 months there is enough supply available. This demand period will also ease out in next 1 or 2 weeks, and we have local good harvest in October. Soybean crop is better, groundnut crop is better. So overall, everyone will slow down demand. Internal demand will slow down. They will try to focus on local oils, and then I think once that settles down and the prices are better, then we need to look ahead for Q1, what happens going forward. There are many moving parts there. One is US election, a Brazilian crop, Brazilian weather, then Q1 Indo-Malay production. So I think, yeah, that's the scenario right now.
Very well explained. I think Jayesh's word are going to give some relief to people who are feeling left out of this rally, and they think, am I going to get oil or not, or am I going to get oil slightly cheaper than this or not? What he's saying is now the euphoria which we saw probably is going to taper out because of the festival season this has come, and after Diwali this can taper out, and November and December can be the months whereby sunflower farmer selling also should improve, the sales from the Indonesians also should improve more, November, December, and maybe in Argentina, Brazil, as Vidya was saying, some more liquidity in origin could come. So let's hope so. Now let's go to Mr. Neerav Desai. Neerav has got a good, fantastic knowledge on this.
Working for yourself so that you can actually build a one-on-one conversation, start a conversation, network well, and have a fabulous partnership that is going to help you build our sponsors and our partners, and we are deeply indebted that they have been with us since so many years. Commodities LLC. Are they here with us? Congratulations, and now we are going ahead with JJ Lurgi Engineering ST and PhD.
इनको अंदर करो ना यार, क्या है मोबाइल अपना लेके बाहर आ रहा है, इनको यार.
Okay, so we are going ahead with Star Agri. Star Agri, our gold partner. Are they here with us? Yes, please join us. Can we have huge claps, everyone out here? Come on. Thank you. Now we are going ahead with Murji Meghan Services Private Limited. Okay, so we are going ahead with our next gold partners, that is Portis India Private Limited. Are they here with us? Please raise your hand if you hear your name and you are here. Yes, please join us quickly.
इनको थोड़ा इनको अंदर ले ले भाई, ये बहुत बाहर आ रहा है. हाँ.
Alright, okay. Congratulations. Now we are going ahead with our exchange partner, that is NCDEX IPFT. Are they here with us? Please raise your hand. Please join us very, very quickly. We'll get them. Yes, come on. Can we have huge, huge claps, everyone? Thank you. Now we are going ahead with our next exchange partner, that is Bursa Malaysia. Are they here with us? Yes, please join very, very quickly. Thank you so much. Now we are going ahead with our next exchange partner, MCX India. Are they here with us? Yes, please join us very, very quickly, MCX. Is MCX joining us? Please give them space. Ma'am, please. Can we have huge claps? Thank you. Now we are going ahead with our knowledge partner, Green Leaf. Our knowledge partner, Green Leaf. Alright, so we are heading with our silver partner, Mahesh Edible Oil Industries Limited. Are they here with us? Okay, so we are going ahead with our next silver partner, Hercules Hoist Limited. Yes, please join us. Can we have huge, huge claps? Now we are going ahead with our silver partner, Acetus April SL. Are they here with us? Alright. We are going ahead with our next silver partner, Savolt International. Savolt International, are you here? Alright, so we are going ahead with the next. We are going ahead with our next silver partner, Manorama Industries Limited. Are you here with us? Can we have huge, huge claps? Come on, everyone. Thank you. Manorama Industries Limited is not here, I guess. We are going ahead with our next silver partner, that is Sangrur Agro Limited. Are they here? Alright, moving ahead with our next silver partner, that is Filter Machines Private Limited. Are they here? Okay. Now we are going ahead with silver partners Speartech and Stelda. Speartech and Stelda. Yes. Please keep clapping, everyone. Now we are going ahead with our next silver partner, Kumar Metal Industries. Are they here with us? Kumar Metal Industries, please join us.
Tinko, battery.
Now calling upon Technology India Oils and Fats Private Limited. Are they here with us? Please join, please join. Yes, we are going ahead with the next silver partner, that is Adhidhana Engineering Corporation LLP. Are they here with us? Please raise your hand. Join us. Can we keep having claps, everyone? Come on. Thank you so much. Now we are going ahead with DVC Process Technologists. Are they here with us? Please raise your hand if you are here. Okay, we are going ahead with the next silver partner, that is Glentech Ventures Private Limited. Glentech Ventures, are you here? Alright, we are going ahead with the next silver partner, that is Fairlit Inspection and Testing Private Limited and M-Spec. Are you here with us?
अरे श्वेता
BN Agritech Limited, silver partner. Our next silver partner is BN Agritech Limited. Are they here with us?
अरे भाई साहब ओ भाई साहब
Next we are going ahead our silver partner, Data Group. Are they here with us? Data Group. Okay, so we are going ahead with the next silver partner, that is Agropack Kumbal Manso. Agropack Kumbal Maslow. Are they here with us? Okay. So we are going ahead with the next silver partner, that is Raghunath Agencies Private Limited, that is RAPL. Are they here? Okay, we are going ahead. Our next silver partner is Chem Process Systems Private Limited. They are here with us. Can we have huge claps? Chem Process System Private Limited. I can't hear claps. Come on, clap everyone out here. Thank you. Now we are going ahead with TechnoServe, our silver partner. TechnoServe. Are you all here with us? Alright, we are moving ahead with our next silver partner, that is Creative Engineering. So we are calling upon Patanjali Foods Limited. Can we have huge clap for them, for Patanjali? Going ahead with Godrej, everyone. Can we have huge claps? Hest India Private Limited. Claps everyone. Alright, now we are going with our bronze partner. That's like I mentioned, silver partner Muse Hest India Private Limited. Are they here? Okay, we are going ahead with our USEC, US Soybean Export Council. Are they here? Okay, so we are going ahead. Then we have bronze partner Unitech Engineering Company. Are they here? Yes, okay, so we are going ahead. Our next partner, our bronze partner Ganpati Agri. Now we are going ahead with our next exhibitor, that is Hydro. Now we are going ahead with our next exhibitor, that is Vetin Company Group. Now we are going ahead with our next exhibitor, that is World Pack Automation Systems Private Limited. Private Limited, our exhibitor. Yes, please join us. Now we are going ahead with our information partner, RK Singhal. RK Singhal, are they here with us? Okay. Now we are heading with our media partner, Oils and Fats Industries. Are they here with us? Okay, we are going ahead with our next media partner, that is ANS Media Group. ANS Media Group, can we have huge claps, everyone? Now we are going ahead with Media Today Group. Next, we are going ahead with our next media partner, that is Think Foundation. Think Foundation, are they here with us? Okay, we are going ahead with Krishi Jagran. But there are no claps happening. Come on, show your love, appreciation. Thank you. Now we are going ahead with our media partner, that is iGreen India. We are going ahead with our next media partners, that is NNS Media. Okay, so again waiting for NNS Media. Are they here with us? Well, that was a beautiful recognition ceremony. Now we have Independence here with us. Well, ma'am, I am a big fan of you. And let me tell you, the first time I saw you in Kahuna Pyar Hai, I was actually like crazy about you. That was the first time I think I had seen such a beautiful face.
This evening, and of course Mr. Z who made this possible, and you've done an absolutely lovely job and you look so beautiful yourselves. So thank you very much for this lovely evening, and I hope that all of you all continue the support and the hard work that you all have been doing all year round. Thank you so much.
Well, ma'am, we have a few more questions. Like the first question that comes to my mind is, ma'am, we want to see you so much more every day. Yes, we want to be filled with this beautiful face. Be it anywhere, be it on Instagram, be it on, everywhere. I just want to see you. Everyone wants to see you. And what is this beauty about the smile? Like, how do you have this smile, and whom do you give that credit to?
My grandmother, who's no more, I've gone on her, but it takes a lot of all my fans' love and support to keep this smile going. The fact that lovely people like you love me, want to see me again and again, it's the most heartening thing for an actor. And I hope to see you again and again in such events. You're wearing my favorite color, by the way. You're in pink. So thank you everyone once again, and hope to see you very soon.
Now inviting on stage Mr. Aseem Singh. Can we have huge claps, everyone out here? Come on, raise your hands up. And Mr. Kunal, join us on stage, please. Can we have huge claps?
कुणाल जी का अवार्ड
कुणाल जी अपने आप का अवार्ड है। कुणाल जी अपने आप का अवार्ड है। चलो ये गुड इधर और एक फोटो तो मुझे फोटोस दे
मैं भी फोटो लेना चाहती हूँ।
हिमांशु जी यू आर डन
Gorgeous woman.
And for the other one here. And for the beautiful other woman on stage too. I think she did such a beautiful job with comparing today, hosting the show. So please, a round of applause for her as well. Let's go. Let's go. Go, Kwani. You all have few questions. One question. Well, I think Global Oil has done this event with so much love and affection, and acknowledging the people that are associated with you in your journey and giving them this platform to thank them for their hard work, I think is a great thing on their part to have an event especially to acknowledge their hard work throughout the year. And for inviting me, it's lovely to be here on such a lovely platform, and Global Oil has really done a wonderful job. Thank you. Well, talent should support talent, hard work should support hard work. I think that's the way this world should be. Gadar 2, I think I don't need to say much about Gadar 2. Gadar ने गदर ही मचा दी, पार्ट 1 से भी और पार्ट 2 से दोबारा, क्योंकि आप सब लोग ने हमको तारा सिंह सकीना को दोबारा बहुत सारा प्यार दिया. Thank you.
Alright, so let me tell all of you there is a big tribute.
Setting the bar. It's raising the bar higher every time, setting new benchmarks for ourselves. And, well, Lekha, for the latest trends, the greatest achievements, we are here. Applause for ourselves. Thus, with this way, we are 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God! What was that, guys? What was?
तू और मेरा क्या?
God, we have.
Look at this gorgeous beauty. यहाँ पर सीटियाँ जोरों से बजनी है दोस्तों. तालियां और सीटियाँ जोरों से बजनी है. देखते हैं ऑडियंस में कितना जान है. क्योंकि हमेशा यहाँ पर बोल रही है कि कहो ना.
प्यार है.
Come on, friends. All right. So Lekha, this is like a dream moment for me because I watched her in that first movie and I went gaga for this gorgeous lady. So Ameesha, I hope you remember this is your second time here at Globoil. You were here in 2021 and everybody loved you. What's your experience here at Globoil?
I think Gadar 2 is testimony of that fact because Gadar 1 broke all box office records, went on to become the biggest hit in the history of Indian cinema, and then last year, with blessings of God, blessings of Almighty, and of course, the love for Tara and Sakina, your lovely people made Gadar 2 again the love and the complete passion of the audiences and made it the biggest blockbuster in the history again. So I couldn't have asked for more. Yes, everywhere I go, this time round, it's not Ameesha anymore, it's not Ameesha man, it's like Sakina ji, Sakina ji, Sakina ji.
अरे ये लोग गार्डन में टहल रहे हैं क्या?
Sakina, the film Madam ji. So that has become my identity more.
To have you here in our midst, is there any message you'd like to give everybody here?
I'd like to first of all take this opportunity to thank all of you for making this evening so special with such a warm welcome, and of course Globoil for such a wonderful, function that they have, where they acknowledge the hard work of all the people that they've done over the year, and that's very important, because to give so much of your precious time and energy and to be rewarded for that, to be acknowledged for that. I think very few people, very few companies step up and do that, and Globoil is one of them. They really do know how to keep everybody happy and appreciated. And it's my second time around here, so I can tell you that they're a wonderful, wonderful organization, and it's wonderful for me to be here.
And it's wonderful having you here, Ameesha ji, once again. 27 years here, we're growing and we're looking forward to you coming over more and more. You're always welcome. And we wish you all the very best. We're looking forward to a lot more of your spectacular success.
Rohan, can I have one small request?
Of course.
Ameesha ma'am, it's not too much to ask for. I would really like to dance with you on Kaho Na Pyar Hai. I mean, I just love that step. I just love it. Can I get the music, guys?
Then the beautiful girl knows I can't say no to
Oh my gosh. लेकिन ये लोग ताली नहीं बजा रहे, कौन जोरों से ताली बजानी है? Alright, we have DJ Sonal here with us, who's going to give us the track in a short while from now. लेकिन तब तक यार, हम लोग अगर कहो ना बोलेंगे तो आपको बोलना है प्यार है, और जितना जोर से बोलेंगे उतने में DJ का की खुलेगा. Beautiful surprise that you gave us. And that dance was indeed so spectacular. I was standing there and watching, just like I watched you in the cinema halls. Really. And Lekha, you have any more requests, or do we make Ameesha
I think she has done like
comfortable?
really enough for me. Thank you so very much.
Let's escort Ameesha ma'am down. Let her be comfortable and watch the rest.
Applause, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ameesha Patel here.
Thank you so very much. CEO of Sunman Group, please, gentlemen, up on stage, up on this podium, well deserved. Zoro se taaliyan dosto. And now I'd like to call on all our members of the Globoil Management Committee. So may I invite Mr. Asim Singh and Mr. Adil Transport Association and CEO Patanjali Foods Limited, Mr. B. Malik, former Managing Director, IVP Limited and Country Head, Meva Olio, Mr. Ashok Parmar, CEO of Agri-Sun Commodities, Mr. Sudhakar Desai, CEO of Edibles and Fats India Private Limited, Mr. Priyam Patel, Managing Director, NK Protein Procurement, ITC Limited, Foods Division, Mr. Chetan Doshi. दोस्तों मैं यहाँ पर रुका ताकि आप लोग ताली बजाएं.
Please, guys,
Thank you. Mr. Neerav Desai, Management Partner, GGN International. Mr. Dinesh Rathore, Director, Mahesh Edibles. Nagaraj Meda, CMD Transrock Consulting Private Limited. And KTV Kannan, Managing Director, KTV Health Food Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, the Globoil Management Committee right here on stage. Please give them a huge round of applause. They are the ones making it happen. And now I hand the mic over to Sandeep.
The whole award committee and the organizing committee of Globoil is in front of you. And it's great going since morning. And we are having great entertainment now. The award winners of today are selected by the committee with a lot of deliberations, a lot of competing claims of the people, and ultimately they choose the best. So the effort of this committee will be seen today, and all the award winners are excellent people and excellent performances by them and their companies. So it's going to be a great night, and enjoy the awards and enjoy the evening with a lot of entertainment. Thank you.
Can we have a huge round of applause for sir, please?
I would like to अच्छा कैलाश सर बाद में कुछ बात करेंगे. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to this amazing management committee of Globoil, thank you so very much. Gentlemen, you are all fabulous, and we're looking forward.
कितनी देर में आ जाएगा? तू है कहाँ पर?
Matondkar! Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the one and only very, very gorgeous diva Urmila Matondkar here up on stage. And it is such a pleasure, ma'am, to be here in your gorgeous company. In fact, you know the pehla song jo baja tha, Rangila ka, I still remember the moves ma'am was making, that the angdaiya, you know. Every morning when I get up with the same angdaiya in the morning. Seriously.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So right now we have Urmila ma'am here with us, and we would like ma'am to give away some very prestigious awards for Globoil. But before that, ma'am, we want to hear from you. How do you feel about tonight, if you would please tell us?
Well, very, 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 very good evening to all of you wonderful people here. And it's often very difficult to describe how one is feeling in one word. Nevertheless, I'll give it a try. So how does one feel to be present at an event which has been going on for not 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, but 27 years? So in one word, one just feels glorious, absolutely glorious. I think this Globoil Awards needs definitely a huge round of applause for their glorious 27th edition, guys. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for yourselves. And it's absolute pleasure to be amongst some of the industry leaders out here. As I was walking in, I saw almost everyone who is making our lives all interesting with all the oils. So therefore, it's always a pleasure to be among some of the best in the industry. And of course, a huge round of applause for Teflas for coming up with such a brilliant event, with such grand success year after year after year. So one has to give it up for them as well, guys. Woo! Such a pleasure being here. Thank you so very much. It's so prestigious and wonderful to be amongst all of you this evening. Thank you so very much. It's a beautiful evening. I'm sure you're having a great time. So yeah, over to you.
Thank you. Prestigious awards at the 27th year of Globoil. So maybe request you, ma'am, to kindly join us here. And if you, no, it's a little too high, unless you're going to do the Urmila step and jump. Right here, ma'am. Yes, please. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming our esteemed dignitaries who will present the awards for Globoil India 2024, the Glittering Night. I take great pleasure and invite you to give them a huge round of applause in welcoming Mr. Kailash Singh, Mr. Sandeep Bajoria, Mr. Atul Chaturvedi, Dr. B.B. Mehta, Mr. Anshu Malik, and Mr. Eddie Marzono, along with Mr. Ali Kader, Managing Director of Liberty Oil Mills Limited. You know, it's such a wonderful moment having ma'am here with all of us as we recollect these wonderful memories of those amazing movies. And now we would like Urmila ma'am along with our dignitaries to give away some very, very important prestigious awards. Well, our first award, we pay tribute to a true legend in our midst, whose influence and expertise have profoundly shaped the sector that we all dwell in. With over 4 decades of dedication, he has been a guiding light in the global edible oil industry. His insightful and making him one of the most respected voices in our field. Ladies and gentlemen, the personality I speak about needs no formal introduction. Bas unka naam hi kafi hai. The moment we take the name, this audience is going to erupt in a roar of applause as we are proud to present the Globoil India Legend 2024 award to Mr. Dora Mistry, Director, Global Corporation International Limited. I request everybody to kindly rise and give him a standing ovation. What a beautiful moment.
Dora bhai, would like you to speak something.
My dear friends,
mobile.
from this wonderful, successful industry who have been on this journey for the last several decades. Thank you very, very much. I want to acknowledge my debt of gratitude to my 2 mentors, my former boss, Mr. Ali Godrej, who taught me commodity trading, and Nadir Godrej, who was kind enough to encourage me to the extent that they even let me become a director of a competitor. And eventually I now happen to be non-executive chairman of a... But I cannot thank the Godrej family enough. I cannot thank the association that I am very proud to belong to, the Solvent Extractors Association. I came to the SCA and I remember Sandeep was sick on his bed and Mehta said, don't worry, we go and talk to him about the IASC Congress. And and वो पलंग पे लेटा हुआ बोलता है नहीं नहीं दोरा आप बिड करो कांग्रेस बनाएंगे. And 1986 was one of the most 2005 was one of the most successful IASC congresses in the history of the IASC. And the IASC had existed for 175 years. Having said that, I want to thank my colleague Atul Chaturvedi, who has been a delightful friend. I take great pleasure in listening to two people on television, Vijay Datta and Atul Chaturvedi, because I learned Hindi from them. And it's a great pleasure, and my thanks to the three wonderful channels, Z Business, ET Now and CNBC, for the profile and encouragement that they give to our industry. Thank you very much. Without the media, we would not have the profile that we have today. And last, of course, Manisha, of course, Manisha, of course. And I want to thank Kailash, and I want to congratulate him. This journey started 27 years ago. I came on board in the second year, so I was a little late. But for last 26 years, it has been my great pleasure to speak at this conference and see that this has become one of the three most important oilseed agricultural congress anywhere in the world. And last but not the least, I want to thank my dear friend, Dr. Bharat Mehta. I used to call him Bharat Bhai until someone told me, no, he likes to be called doctor. That's right. But he's been a wonderful man. I have known him since he was much younger. And he has really carried the SEA on his shoulders, thanks to some very good support from all the past presidents. And that is one of the great things about this association. They respect elders, they respect past presidents, and they take encouragement from them. With those words, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again. I am truly humbled by this award.
It's actually a big recognition. We were I think late 90s in Kuala Lumpur, and I cannot forget that famous speech, Titanic is on the way. And I'm sure oldies here will remember that. It's been a pleasure working with you, and it was also a pleasure when Dora.
Thank you so very much to Mr. Dorab Mistry. Thank you, and gentlemen, Mr. Atul Chaturvedi sir also for sharing some very kind words. In fact, everybody was waiting for some price outlook news also, but that will only happen later, tomorrow. Dorab sir jab baat karte to sab log sunte hain, shant hoke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we proceed to the next most awaited award. The Globoil India Man of the Year 2024. And this award goes to none other than Mr. Somin Sheikh, CEO of Urmila Limited.
Thank you, Atlas, Globoil, and thank you the entire industry for supporting me. Thank you very much. I'm really honored. Thank you.
Supporting you and allowing you to make money. Huh? All the best.
Thank you so much. Ajay ji, please come up. Ajay Urmila, please come up.
Year 2024. And the Global Company of the year 2024 is ST Guthrie International Trading Private Limited, formerly known as Sinetabi Oils. Give them a huge round of applause. Guthrie International Trading Private Limited. We now have the next award, the Globoil India International Award 2024. And this award goes to Mahendra Ved Yarinawad. All right. So now let's have some music and let's all party. Congratulations to Mahendra Ved, Arise LLP Globoil India International Award 2024. We now have the next award. This is the Globoil Rising Star of the Year 2024. And let's welcome our awardee, Akshay Chaudhary, Group Vice President, Germany Edibles and Fats India Private Limited. Zolo Zadania for Mr. Akshay Chaudhary. दौड़ के आ जाइए सर, मंच आपका ही है, सब लोग आपका राह देख रहे हैं, and we'd like to congratulate you as the Rising Star of the Year 2024. Go for it, Kawa. What is your name? Party song? Congratulations, sir. We have the next award, which is the Globoil Sustainability Leadership Award. And no prizes for guessing. This one goes out to RSPO. Zolo Santania Dosto. Let's welcome RSPO for taking care of the entire gang. All right. Party करो, मजा ले, डांस कीजिए, एंजॉय कीजिए, अच्छा पार्टी, alright. And with that, we'd like to thank all our esteemed dignitaries. We'd now like to welcome, yes, thank you. We'd like to welcome up on stage Mr. Sandeep Pan, Mr. Ajay. Boy. क्या बात है धर्मेंद्र जी, लाइक यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर ऑफ द ईयर, लगता है कि आप अभी जस्ट कॉलेज से बाहर आ गए हैं और अवार्ड लेके जा रहे हैं, लाइक लिटरली अमेजिंग. कांग्रेचुलेशंस सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. एंड इसके बाद लेट्स वेलकम द ग्लोबल इंटरनेशनल प्रोफेशनल ऑफ द ईयर 2024. लेट्स वेलकम इप्सित चक्रवर्ती, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर वासिल जोलोसदानिया. Ipsil ji, आ जाइए मंच पर, दौड़ के आ जाना है. We've got some great music for you. Here we go. Congratulations, Mr. Ipsit Chakraborty. हम लोग आपके लिए पार्टी कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. We are so happy celebrating for you. And now let's welcome the highest exporter of 3 bottle butters from Basic Seeds since last 46 years, which is none other than Manorama Industries Limited. Let's welcome Manorama Industries Limited up on stage. Zoro Sedamia. Do we have anybody from Manorama? आ जाइए सर, दौड़ आ जाइए. Congratulations. Welcome.
Can we have a huge round of applause, guys?
Congratulations. Let's welcome our next awardee in recognition of inspiring presence and participation at Globoil India 2024. Sri Ram Bharati, Managing Director, Patanjali Foods Limited, Zoro Zedani. Let's welcome Sri Ram Bharati. Tali bajage doston. आप बड़े शांत बैठे हो दोस्तों. जी हाँ, ऐसे ही ताली बजानी है, जोरों से बजानी है. Congratulations. Well, with this, we would like to thank Urmila ma'am for her time here on stage. We want you to be comfortable right here. Yes, or would you like to stay here with us because we love your presence. अच्छा, आपको आराम से बैठना है और अवार्ड्स आपको देखने हैं, लेकिन आप लोग को रहना है सर. Thank you ma'am, thank you so very much. Please, yes, be comfortable. And we would now like. तो हम ये सोच रहे थे कि उर्मिला मैम बैठी हैं, आप लोग भी थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स कीजिए ताकि we will continue with the awards in the short time from now. तो इन सभी के लिए भी जोरों से तालियां दोस्तों. Thank you so much sir, Ajay sir, Dr. Inke, Mr. Sandeep Pan, thank you so much. लेखा मैडम Congratulations, Emily. Congratulations. Ricky, we love you and we're so proud of you. Ricky, we want you to wait back here, right here with me. I love you, you're such a musical influence. I love you, man. And we should grow tall as you. Thank you so much. But right now, I'd like to welcome
असीम सिंह साहब, थैंक यू सो मच. मैं एक्चुअली डर रहा हूँ इनके साथ खड़े होना ये सौभाग्य की बात है. मैं हम आपके बहुत बड़े फैन हैं. और कैलाश अंकल, थैंक यू सो मच. आदिल, असीम भाई, भावना एंड काजल आंटी, थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू. एक गाना है फ्रॉम द फिल्म नमस्ते लंदन में, तो मेरा फेवरेट सॉन्ग है, तो उसी का 2-4 लाइन में कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. गलती हो तो माफी चाहूँगा. पूरा गाना नहीं.
Congratulations, Lily.
again. And absolutely brilliant evening, a huge success, and like 27 years, you guys are rocking it big time, I must say. And I must say also, I was just telling both of them that they're truly global awards because I pretty much saw people from all the nationalities out here. So congratulations once again. Keep it up, keep rocking Globoil Awards. Thank you so much once again.
And the best compliment came that you still look 27 or more.
They would say on the Japanese side, you smoke our hearts. Thank you, Urmila ma'am. And I'm Urmila ma'am.
खुशबू चुन कर बाग सजाए 3, 2, 1 We are now in our own park in the entertainment world, carrying forward a legacy, yet making it uniquely our home. She is the daughter of legendary.
Let's give a warm and thunderous applause and a welcome to the gorgeous Avantika Dasani. Ladies and gentlemen, daughter of the stellar Bollywood icon, Bhagyashree Avantika Dasani, along with our stunning models, who have given you a fashion journey like no other. And let's give Bacha Khan, our designer, a huge round of applause. And Yasmin Sheikh and Bacha Khan, along with Avantika Dasani. She enthralled us in the 90s and Avantika.
बादशाह भाई हाँ नाइस
हेलो हेलो
कौन से कैमरा में बहुत अच्छा लगा एंड आई एम सो हैप्पी टू बी हियर इतना अच्छा उन लोगों ने सबने ऑर्गेनाइज किया ग्लोबॉयल ने इतनी अच्छी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा ग्लोबॉयल ने इतनी अच्छी प्रोडक्शन वैल्यू की है इस जगह की इतना अच्छा उन्होंने पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किया है और आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू बी हियर आपसे जाना चाहूँगी डिज़ाइनर लुक में कैसा मतलब As आप देख सकते हैं बहुत सुंदर सा गोल्डन आउटफिट है एंड आई फील लाइक अ गोल्डन गर्ल.
तो मॉम की तरफ से क्या आप यहाँ आई, ऑफ कोर्स मॉम को पता होगा, सो उन्होंने क्या कुछ कहा आपको?
कुछ नहीं, हैव फन, दैट्स व्हाट मॉम ऑलवेज सेज.
आगे का फ्यूचर प्लान क्या है?
बहुत बहुत एक्साइटिंग है. बहुत एक्साइटिंग है. अब मेरे 2 रिलीजेस है, मिथ्या 2 और एक फिल्म भी है इन गलियों में जो आने वाली है. तो आई एम जस्ट गियरिंग अप फॉर दैट एंड आई एम वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड आई कांट वेट फॉर ऑडियंसेस टू सी मी इन वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट रूप.
जैसे कि मैम का पहला मूवी बहुत हिट रहा है,
Correct.
मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगी आपका फेवरेट एक्टर कौन है जिसके साथ आप पहली मूवी करना चाहेंगे, या फिर बाद में रोमांटिक ऐसी फिल्में करना चाहें जिससे आप फ्यूचर में यादगार रहे?
वो आई थिंक ऐसे तो बहुत सारे एक्टर्स हैं जिसके साथ मैं काम करना चाहती हूँ. पर आई थिंक एक जो एक्टर मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है वो है आयुष्मान खुराना. एंड आई थिंक कि उनका काम बहुत बहुत बेहतरीन है एंड मैं उनसे बहुत कुछ सीख पाऊंगी अगर मैं उनके साथ काम करूँ.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन है, आज बहुत अच्छी लग रही है ये ड्रेस में, और इनकी जो ड्रेस जो डिजाइन किया है उनके बारे में क्या कहना? बादशाह खान आइए, बादशाह भाई आइए.
आप डिज़ाइनर को बुलाइए प्लीज़, इनसे पूछिए कि इस ड्रेस के बारे में कुछ बताइए.
ये मेरी खुशनसीबी थी कि मुझे डिजाइन करने का मौका मिला. मैं बहुत साल पहले उनकी मौत के लिए करता था, लेकिन टुडे आई एम वेरी हैप्पी एंड एक्साइटेड कि मुझे चांस मिला इनके लिए करने का. एंड सुपरस्टार सुपरस्टार. थैंक यू.
गाड़ी कौन सी? ट्रेन आ गई, ट्रेन 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 आ गई. हेलो.
Thank you.